Hey everybody, we're getting ready to have dinner here just in a little bit. So I'm going to make a pan of cornbread. I got my iron skillet in the oven right now with some Crisco shortening in it, letting that melt and get real hot, and that's what I'm going to pour my batter into. So I'm going to also make a box of mac and cheese because y'all know I love that stuff. So I'm not making it homemade tonight. It's just enough for me and Tony to have just a little bit. And this works out fine when I just want a little bit. All right, I have got one egg already in here. I'm going to beat my egg up. It didn't do anything to me, but I'm still going to beat it up. You just want to beat one egg. And we're going to put in 2 cups of mix. Let me get my cup out here. I forgot to get it. I like to use this. It's hard to find white self-rising cornmeal, but the brand I like is called Washington. It's hard to find it around here, but that's my favorite. You can use any brand you want. And this is pretty fine. I like it. It tastes good. And we're just going to put in two cups of this. All right, there's 2 cups. And we're going to put 1 1/3 cup of milk. We're going to put that in here. And we're just going to mix all that up. And this is what we are going to pour into our hot, greasy cast iron skillet. You don't have to bake it in a cast iron skillet. I have one that I got from my mom. I think it's called a Griswold or something from up near Erie, Pennsylvania. And it was hers from back in the day. And I only use it for cornbread or bread. I don't put anything else in it. It's real smooth, it's nice, and it does a fine job on my cornbread. So I always like to designate a special pan for your cornbread or bread and cook everything. I don't fry stuff in it or anything like that. Okay, let's get this out and see if it's ready. See if my oven's preheated. All right, we are preheating our oven to 450. It's at about 403 right now, so I'm going to grab my pan out. Now this is hot, and it's got a couple tablespoons of Crisco shortening in it, melted. It's hot. So we are going to pour this batter, and see, it's sizzling up, y'all. Can y'all hear that sizzle? We're going to pour this right in here, and it's going to go ahead and start sizzling up them edges. And then we're going to bake this probably about 20-25 minutes. We'll see how long it takes. I'm going to stick it back in there. And in the meantime, let me put it on 20 minutes, just so I don't forget. 20 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to open up my mac and cheese, and I got my water boiling. You can see the pot behind me. The water's boiling. I'm going to take this out, my cheese packet, and we're going to put that in and start stirring this up and get the ingredients ready for that. Okay, I've cooked the macaroni about 8 minutes, sorry. 8 minutes I've cooked the macaroni. Now I'm going to drain this water. All right, I am straining my pasta right now. And after I strain it, I put it in cold water to make the macaroni cold. The macaroni noodles cold, if you're diabetic, is something called resistance starch. And a diabetic can process that starch easier on their insulin and all their numbers if you turn the pasta cold before you eat it. Now we're going to turn it cold, but then we're going to warm it back up, and that's okay to do. So if you're diabetic and you want to find out, Google resistant starch and it'll tell you about it. All right, we're going to put our pot here is still hot. So I'm going to put this butter in here to let that start melting. Because that butter was cold, it was in the refrigerator. So I'm going to put that and let it start melting. Get my cheese here. And I'm going to grab my noodles then. Alright, my butter is melting over here on the stove. So I'm going to go ahead and add my cheese sauce, my powdered cheese to it. And I'm going to add 1/3 cup of milk. Put that in and stir that up. And when all that butter melts, then I'm going to add my macaroni noodles to it. Get this stirred up good. All right, now my macaroni's cold, so I got to get it hot again. I'm going to be putting it on low on the stove and just bring this back to a here we go. Now I like mine real juicy like this, so I put extra milk in mine. Tony likes his kind of dried out, so you know once this sits a while, it will dry back out a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and put some salt and pepper in it. All right. We like a lot of pepper in ours. And put a little bit of salt in it. And my cornbread is just about done. I will show y'all that just in a minute. All right. Y'all know Tony, he can't have something like this without a big old piece of onion, so I done sliced him off a big old piece of onion here. He's gonna be so happy to see this onion. All right, here's the cornbread just come out. I'm gonna go ahead and slap it over on a plate. Ooh, that's hot out the oven, y'all. And see, I told you how pretty my iron skillet was. All right, that's going to be it for our cooking video tonight. Sometimes I just go ahead and flip that right back over. All right, we are ready to eat as soon as Tony gets home.